Hi everyone. From this video, we are starting our Accenture preparation series. In this video, we will be starting with our first topic, which is English ability. I will be starting with the English ability. Also, you will be getting the playlist link in the pinned comment. So actually, you can start your preparation with the free playlist. Okay, we will be covering each and every topic here, starting with English ability, critical thinking and problem solving, and abstract reasoning. In the technical assessment, in it includes common application in MS Office, pseudocode, fundamental of networking, security, and cloud. In this video, we are picking the first topic, which is English ability. So cognitive assessment includes 50 questions in 50 minutes, in which per question you will be getting around 1 minute to solve. Around 17 questions you will be getting from English ability. That's why it is an important topic. It holds the weightage of around 17 marks out of 50. So it is an important topic. We will be covering the questions, like what kind of topics they ask, what kind of questions they ask. Okay, full syllabus we will cover here, starting with the five topics. These five topics we will discuss in this video. There are total 10 topics in the syllabus. Five topics we are covering some questions here. Next five topics we will be covering in the next part. Okay. In today's video, we will be discussing about sentence correction, prepositions, grammar, reading comprehension, synonym and antonym. We will be discussing around 30 questions in this video. So 30 questions in this video. In next video also we will cover 30 questions. We will be covering around 200 to 300 questions from Accenture. I think that would be a very huge number for free preparation. So make sure to like this video at the maximum capacity. We want maximum like from you guys. Okay. Also, let's discuss about the mock test. So if you want to prepare quickly for Accenture, you will be getting the mock test link in the description. Two mock tests you will be getting here according to the previous year. So this is also based on a total last previous year questions you will be getting. Okay, based on the last year two mock test you will be getting. Then practice mock test you will be getting, and a lot of practice mock tests are available, like technical MCQ practice, MCQ practice test for aptitude. Each and everything is available, which you can use for your practice. Accenture mock test series you can purchase. It's a updated mock series. Link will be in the description, which you can use to purchase this. Let's start now. So this is the sentence correction question 1. The question is, choose the correct sentence. She go to school daily. Okay. Now she is a singular verb, correct? Singular subject, sorry. So if the subject is singular, definitely we will be using the singular verb. So it would be she goes to school daily, correct? We will be using s or es if the subject is singular. So the correct answer will be she goes to school daily. So actually in the sentence correction, you will be getting some grammatical questions with the grammar rules. Okay. If your grammar rules are good, like you know about the grammar rules, you can easily solve these questions. Okay. Now let's talk about the next question. Correct the sentence. He do not like mangoes. Okay. Now again see here. He. It is a singular subject. Okay. So if it is singular subject, we will be using s or es. Now if you guys will see here, he do not like mangoes. So do not we cannot use here. Okay. We will be using does. Okay. We will be using does here because the subject is singular. So this cannot be the right option. Okay, he does not likes mangoes. This will be also not correct option. Likes is not there. He does not like mangoes. Okay, so this would be our correct option, which is answer C. This would be our correct option. Now, this would be our answer. Let's talk about the question 3. She invited me and he. What is correct? Okay, she invited me and he. Okay, so actually, see here. We are using this as a object because we are using the basically the object pronoun, because we are using it at the last. So when we will be using the object pronouns, it will be always like him, her, okay, me. So objects we use like this. Okay, so she invited me and he, it is not correct. She invited he and I, not correct. She invited him and me. This is correct because here we are using the pronouns as the object. So when we will be using the pronouns as the object, we will be using him, her, me. Okay. So object pronouns he and me follow the verb. So this is the correct solution and rule. So the answer will be she invited him and me. Next is uh, we need to pick the correct answer here as a correct sentence. Neither of the answers are correct. So first of all, neither is a singular term. Okay. So neither we always use as a singular term. So for singular, we already know we when we will be using the singular term, we will be using is. When we will be using the plural term, we will be using are. So for singular, we will be using is. So neither of the answers are correct is not correct. Neither of the answer is correct. Okay, so see here, neither. The subject, if you can see here, is singular. So neither of the answer is correct. This would be our right answer. Okay, so with the singular, we always use is. इसलिए that would be our answer. Next is choose the correct sentence. She prefer coffee than tea. Okay, so in this kind of question, many students will choose this option, which is she prefers coffee than tea. Okay, many students will choose this, but it is not correct. Okay, because this is the rule. The this is the collection basically. So in collection, we use prefer with to. So this we say as collection term or collective term. You can say okay. So she prefer coffee than tea. If we are using this prefer, okay, so the subject verb agreement would be there, and as a collection term with prefer we use to. So she prefer, okay, so prefer coffee than tea. This is not right option. She prefers coffee to tea. This is the correct answer because we are using she, then prefers. Okay, s या es we are using, then coffee to tea. Okay, with prefer we are using the collective term as to. So this is perfect. So answer would be B. Next question. Identify the correctly punctuated sentence. It's raining, comma, I will stay home. Okay. It's raining, I will stay home, colon. It's raining, full stop. I will stay home. It's raining, I will stay home. First of all, let's try to find out if there is any relationship between two sentences. It's raining, comma. So we are not using any term to basically combine these both sentence. Like if we suppose if we are using to, okay, it's raining. No, sorry, if we are using suppose so, okay, it's raining, so I'll stay home. So we are using so as a term which is combining the sentence, but there is nothing which is combining the sentence, right? Both sentences are different. So if both sentences are different, we will be using the full stop because there are not a single relationship between these two sentences. These sentences we are using as a separate sentence. Then it's raining, I'll stay home, that we will be using the full stop. So C would be our answer. Okay, now this is the next topic, which is preposition, in which we will be using some fill in the blanks. He is good at mathematics. Okay, so with good, it is also a kind of combined word. Okay, when we will be using good, okay, so correct phrase will be good at. Okay, good at. So he is good at mathematics. Okay, this would be our correct answer. Okay, now she is married dash a doctor. Okay, so now see here, she is married with a doctor. No, she is marrying to a person. Okay, this is not you can say this is not basically you can say a combination of sentence. Generally with we use when we are using the combination of the sentence, but there is something which is building between the relations. Generally, when we prefer the relations, we use the term to. Okay, so she is married to a doctor because here we are building a relation. Okay, she is married to a doctor. So this would be our correct answer. Okay. Also, this is some common thing which we already know as a grammar. Like we will be using to here. Okay, she is married to a doctor. Now the book is okay. So the book will be on the table because when we are placing the book, okay, suppose this is the table, the book will be on it. Okay, it will be not under it. Okay, it will be not inside it, but it will be on it, like upper side of it. Correct. We will be putting the book on the table. Okay, so when if anything we are putting somewhere, we always use on because we are using that upon something. Okay, so that's why the answer will be on. So object lie on surface, this is the basic rule. Okay, when we are putting any object on the surface, we always use on. Then there is he arrived dash the airport at noon. Okay, now whenever we are talking about some arrival, this is the rule. Okay, when we are talking about some arrival, particularly some specific place arrival, or some for a particular thing, or for particular thing we are arriving on something. Okay, when we are talking about the arrivals or specific places, we use at. Okay, so he arrived at, because we are using here the term arrived. Okay, then it would be at. Okay, so he arrived at the airport at noon. Okay, so arrival point we always use at. They will finish the work. Okay, so see here, there is deadline. Okay, when we are using any term which is related to deadline, okay, there can be two things. Either they will be finishing the work on Friday, okay, or before Friday. Okay, because there is deadline of Friday, they will be finishing the work either on Friday or before the Friday. Whenever there is something a deadline like this, we always use by. By. By means either on the Friday or before the Friday. So they will finish the work by Friday. This would be our answer. Next is she reacted dash surprise when she heard the news. Here we are combining the sentence. Okay, so we are combining the sentence. First is she reacted. Okay, she reacted. This is the first thing. Okay, and why she reacted? When she heard the news. Okay, so when she heard the news, she reacted. We are combining the two expressions. So the common expression will be with here. We are combining some relation. Okay, we are combining some sentence because of something. Then we use with. Okay, so she reacted with surprise. Why we are using with? Because we are combining two things here. Because something happened. Okay, then we always use with. So common expression reacted with surprise. Okay, so she reacted with surprise. This would be our answer. Okay, identify the correct sentence. He have finished the work. So he, we already know singular. He is singular. If it is singular, then we will be using has. If it is plural, then we will be using have. Like we, with we use have. But he is singular, then we will be using has. So he has finished the work. So this would be our answer. Choose the correct article. He bought dash umbrella. Okay. So umbrella is vowel. Okay. So it starts with a vowel sound. So A, E, I, O, U. If something is starting with this vowel sound like A, E, I, O, U, you need to pronounce that. And if it is starting with vowel sound, then we use N. Correct? So he bought an umbrella because umbrella is starting with A. Umbrella. Okay. Umbrella. It's not umbrella, it's umbrella. So it's starting with A in the pronunciation sound. That's why we will be using here N. Fill in the blanks. If I dash you, I would apologize. Okay. So see here. First, in this condition, try to identify that. If I am you, okay, is it possible? I would apologize. If this is correct, no. Because see here, I would apologize. Okay, this is we are going in would form, correct? So if we are going here would form, then definitely here this should be similar. We cannot use am. We cannot use was because we cannot use was with I. So we will be using were here. It will go in past. So I were you, I would apologize. Okay. So this would be our correct sentence. Okay. So use subjective verb for unreal conditional. Okay. So this would be our correct answer. Next is select the correct tense. By next year, she dash her degree. So by next year, now try to understand this. Okay, this kind of sentence. By next year. Okay, by next year. So this is the timeline given. Okay, so this is the timeline given for a future point. Okay, for a future point. There is something timeline given by the next year means on the next year or before something like before it. She dash completed her degree. So it is the future perfect expression, right? It's future perfect expression. So if it is a future perfect expression, we will be using what? She will have complete her degree. Okay. So we will be using her. She will have completed her degree because here we are going in future perfect tense. Okay, so if it is future perfect tense, then always we use uh, uh, have complete. Okay, so this would be our correct form. Okay, so by next year, so this is the basic thing which we are using to identify that we are going to future perfect. Okay, we are going to the future perfect expression. Okay, that's why we will be using she will have completed. Okay, this would be our answer. Choose the correct pronoun between you. Now see here again, between you and dash. Now again we are using the pronoun, okay, as a object because we are using it at last. Okay, so between you and me, this is secret. Okay, because here we are using as object, then it would come as m, me. Okay, so after between, use object pronouns me. Okay, so answer would be me. So identify the passive form of they will deliver the package tomorrow. Okay, so we need to give the passive voice for it. They will deliver the package tomorrow. Okay, so now start with here the object. Okay, so the package, okay, will. Now here already we have will. Then if we want to convert it into the passive voice, there would be will be. So the package will be then delivered by tomorrow. Delivered tomorrow. Okay, because by we are not using here. So the package, okay, so what will be using here? The package. Okay, then will already we are using, and now we are using the passive voice. So in the passive voice what we'll be using is be. Okay, so this is the rule in the passive voice. Actually there will be plus the past principle would be there. So the package will be then past. Okay, so deliver we will convert it into the past, so delivered. Okay, so the package will be delivered tomorrow. This would be our answer. Okay, reading comprehension. So I think this you can do by yourself. So the passages renewable energy source like solar and wind have grown rapidly over the past decade. They reduce greenhouse gas emission and decrease dependency on fossil fuels. However, integrating them into the grid requires investments in storage and transmission infrastructure. What is the main idea of passage? Solar power is always cheap. No, this is not mentioned. Renewable energy has grown and requires infrastructure investment. Correct. So this actually, when we read the passage, this is the motive which the passage want to say. Okay, so this would be our answer. Next question. According to the passage, renewable energy helps to increase fossil oil, uh, reduce greenhouse gas emission, cause more emission, replace storage needs. So clearly here, if you guys can see here, they reduce gas emission, clearly mentioned here. Okay, so reduce greenhouse gas emission, this would be our answer. Which of the following is implied by the passage? No further investment is needed. Integration renewable requires investment in storage and transmission. Okay, so this they have mentioned in the package. So this is needed. Integrated them into grid requires investment and storage in the transmission infrastructure. Clearly they have mentioned. So this option would be correct. What does the word integrating mostly closely mean in the passage? Separating, combining, ignoring, or exporting. So integrating means combining with something. So answer will be combining. What is the tone of passage? Sarcastic? No, it is not sarcastic. Neutral and informative? Yes. The passage is neutral and informative. It is not humorous. It is not angry. Next, what is the primary purpose of passage? To entertain? I don't think we are entertaining with the passage. To inform about renewables growth and challenges. Correct. This would be our correct answer. Next, we have synonyms and antonyms. Choose the synonym of happy. So synonym means the word which closely aligns with the meaning. So with happy closely aligns with joyful. Okay, so joyful would be our correct answer. Okay, choose the antonym of generous. So antonym means the opposite of the word. Okay, opposite of the word. So for generous, the opposite will be selfish. If someone is selfish, he cannot be generous. Okay, so this is totally opposite. That's why the answer will be selfish. Choose the synonym of rapid. Rapid means quick. So synonym means similar words. So the answer would be quick. Then choose the antonym of transparent. So transparent antonym we want. So transparent antonym will be opaque. Okay, so this would be our answer. Choose the synonym of reluctant. Synonym means the similar word. So for reluctant we use hesitant also will we can use for a reluctant thing. Okay, so the answer would be hesitant. Then choose the antonym of scarce. So for scarce the antonym would be abundant. So these are the common words for which you can see the antonym and synonyms. So in this video we have covered like some topics, many topics are remaining. 30 questions we have covered. Free playlist link you will be getting in the description. Also, mock test you can purchase for your quick preparation. There are a lot of mock tests available according to the previous year for Accenture, which you can use for your quick preparation with timer. So timer is the main thing. So with timer, if you will practice the mock test, you will be getting an actual idea like how should you prepare. Thank you so much for watching this video.